what's up, my fellow Transformers fans, geek gals, and geek guys? Welcome to this episode of MP Squared Reviews. I'm Mike, and in front of the camera today is the Transformers Collaborative edition of the Transformers G.I. Joe crossover, Bumblebee and Stryker. If you saw my MP Toy Alert video called Pre-Order Penalty, I started looking at this toy there. So if you want to see, if you're a diehard unboxing person and you want to see the box that it came in and me taking it out of the box, you can go check that video out. Also, in that video, I explored the question of why the pre-order that I had made is not scheduled to be till February, and yet this thing is available on Amazon.com right now, as well as HasbroPulse.com. So if you're interested in that topic, go check that out. Otherwise, we'll continue with the unboxing and review of this toy here. I am a fan of the Transformers Collaborative line. However, I don't agree or like a lot of what they've done with it. I feel like they had a high-end trajectory and that they've gone down, and there's been some ups, but I just don't feel like the quality is really where it was when it started. I mean, it started with MP10G, a masterpiece character that had been redecoed for Ghostbusters, and it had a comic book tie-in, as well as an additional character that they created just for that collaborative line and that comic book named Ectotron. Since then, it's been up and down. I was really hoping that the Top Gun crossover would be really cool, but I just don't like mostly just the detail, the paint decos, or print decos, as I guess they are now. I don't know that it's even really painted anymore. But it just looked nondescript to me. It looked just kind of dirty, but not in like a cool weathered way, just kind of a cheap way. So that was unfortunate. Anyway, I'm not going to go into all that right now. Right now we're here to look at this. I thought this was a cool enough crossover, though it doesn't really hit the masterpiece aesthetics for me as far as Bumblebee is concerned. But when you look at the G.I. Joe aspect of this thing, that looks like a G.I. Joe toy. So it's amazing to me that we can flip it around and turn it into Bumblebee. So this Transformers Collaborative, I decided to get behind. I'm on the fence about the Hiss tank. I don't think that Megatron looks good enough really for me to want that. But I do have that on pre-order right now. So we'll see if I keep that up. This has been a very long intro, so let's get into it. So we've got these stickers here that are holding the box together. If you're aware or not aware, but this box is supposed to slide open. Here's another sticker there, sticker here, and sticker even here. I mean, they went all out to keep this thing from falling apart in transit. So let's get these stickers unstuck. And one cool thing that it looks like they actually printed this sticker. Sorry, right there. Because can you believe it? It's Bumblebee's arm. So let me cut these here. Oh, and one thing that was absent from the front of the box that was conspicuous was the Transformers Collaborative logo, but that is here on the bottom. So there you go, true Transformers Collaborative 2022, as well as on the back here, right there. So. And almost time for that slide reveal. Oh, you know what it is? It's actually, looks like it's a piece of cardboard that the sticker's on. I was wondering how they were able to print that so precisely. Cut that, there we go. Okay, so it indeed is a little tab that tabs over the edge of the other side of the box, which is a cool detail. Now, the reveal. What's inside this thing? What does this look like? All right, not a whole lot going on. I was kind of hoping maybe there'd be some cool reveal inside, but we've got the Hasbro logo, so that's cool. And we do have the Transformers Collaborative there, so that's awesome. We have this top secret thing on the back, something about satellite images, collaborative between enemy and other hostile agents in disguise. Rendezvous at Motor Pool for debrief. Well, there may be more than meets the eye, and knowing is half the battle. Good job. Good job, Hasbro. No sticker on the inside box, so we just flip this open. And There we are. Bumblebee on the left, and we've got our Lonzo Stalker Wilkinson on the right. And let's get this thing unboxed. Got a couple things in here. A little instruction manual. 3-color instruction manual. Not bad. And then all this copyright mumbo jumbo. Nothing else. And this was a pleasant surprise for the figure to actually be on a card back. So, you know, you could just keep this guy in his bubble if you would like to as just a figure in your collection for G.I. Joe and or Transformers. So that's cool. This is what the card-backed figure looks like directly out of the package. Unfortunately, it's not in pristine condition just from being packaged. You've got chatter here on the top. You can see that print. That's actually missing print here. It's been, you know, scrubbed off, I guess, vibrations in transit. We've got creasing here. I'm not sure how much of that was me pulling it out of the package, but it is tabbed under in the package by some cardboard pieces. So if you want to try to maintain as pristine a card back as you can, I recommend that you pull those cardboard tabs away first. So I'm going to put that one on me, but I don't think I did all of this because that's a pretty sustained crease there in that curve. So anyway, there you go. Otherwise, not a bad looking carded figure. Really good print. They didn't cheap out on the back. Full color specs. His profile rather. So cool. There we go. And it's the old style, you know, original style O-ring G.I. Joe. I can't say that it's the same mold. I don't know about that, but it's the same kind of figure. Okay, pieces out of the box. We've got the roll bar cage and looks like partial fenders. We've got the gun to mount on the top. Guess this is a swivel. Yeah, there we go. Little lever there. Tilt up and down. There we go. Couple of antenna for the cage, because you got to communicate with your Joe bros when you're battling the Decepticons and Cobra. And the figure himself, Bumblebee. There you go, right out of the package. He looks like he's walking. You know, in this mode, he looks really like a child's toy. I mean, the sculpt is bulky. You know, it's not refined. We'll see in the G.I. Joe mode, but I think the G.I. Joe mode is going to be definitely more true to the original franchise than this is. People did bring up the criticism of why did they choose Bumblebee instead of Hound. You know, that seems like it would have been more of a natural fit because Hound is already a military vehicle, or Beachcomber because Beachcomber is already a dune buggy. So why not those? Well, probably because Bumblebee has the recognition. So they were trying to get the most out of this toy by making it appeal to the widest audience possible, which may actually be a mistake. Hasbro, I think, maybe needs to consider which audience they're really trying to sell to. Are they selling to the collector, or are they letting Takara Tomy do that with the Masterpiece line? Regardless, I think he looks pretty cool for what he is. Let's look at his articulation. He's got not quite a 90 because the tire collides here with the backpack. Oh, he can go out 90 rather, but he can't necessarily go flat 90. He can spin 360 with the arm. He does have a bicep swivel. He's got a molded fist, so no fingers. His wrist does rotate. So kudos there. What else? I did notice that when I was piecing him together, this chest piece does seem to come undone fairly easily. There are these two slots and these two tabs up here, and that's supposed to be what keeps him secure, I believe. And it comes off fairly easily. Like if you pull on the backpack, it's gonna, I think, disconnect this. Okay, well, it didn't really that time. Okay, well, hey. Better than my expectation. Okay, looking at it, I appreciate the blue accents where the glass is supposed to be. There's even some in here, it looks like. and it's actually blue or paint. No, it's actually blue plastic. So that is definitely a cool little bit of detail there. Thank you, Hasbro. The eyes have light piping so that you can get blue eyes out of him with some direct light. Let's see if I can't. There you go, that chest untabbed again. Let me see if we can't show those eyes. All right, how about this? There you go, you see that blue? That's not a front light. That's from the back, from that piping. So, there you go. It's pretty cool. Nice job there, Hasbro, thank you. Let's see, his waist. Let's see, he has a waist swivel. Well, he's got an ab crunch if you dislocate his chest. So there is an ab crunch. Piece them back together there. He's got a thigh swivel there. He's got a knee bend that goes 90. His kick goes more than 90. His kick back goes about 90. It collides with the backpack there. And he can kick his foot up enough to look like he's running. So it's good. As you can see, the knee will stay up. So that's some good tension on the knee. Both of them. I was thinking that things might be a little too loosey-goosey because you can do this and stuff. And the legs just seemed like they were going to be able to move too freely. But so far, so good. Yeah, I think we've got a decent character here. Let's check him out in his Joe mode. All right, at a glance, I would say this is a G.I. Joe toy. This is the mode that impresses me the most. You know, you can see a little bit of yellow peeking out there from Bumblebee's arm. And as we come around the backside, you will notice that the whole back gives it away that it is a Transformers collaborative crossover, or somebody just got funny with the paint job. But, you know, right there, front and center, well, rear and center, is the Autobot logo. So, yeah, I wish they could have hidden it a little bit better. But overall, this thing looks like a G.I. Joe toy. I think this mode is really awesome. I think they did some really good stuff here. Look at these seats. They actually, you know, it enhances both modes, but they've actually got a black, you know, seated pad and a gray trim on the edges. And that's just amazing to me that they did go to that level of detail. I got to hand it to Hasbro. Thank you, guys. That is a great bit of fan service right there. Attention to detail. One thing that I don't care for is on the cannon on the top, or machine gun, whatever it's supposed to be, there are no handles. It's just got two little holes on either side of the back of the gun. And I thought that was a miss. I thought there could have been some kind of handles there. That would have been nice so that the character could actually hold on to them. But, you know, that's a minor detail. And yeah, that's about it. I won't say that there's much more negative to say about it. One of the cool things I did notice is that inside those step rails, if you want to call them that, where the G.I. Joe logo is, you actually do have a peg, so a character can stand in there. A character can stand on the other side in the same trough. That is very cool. They do have a peg on the back side here for the cannon placement that is disguised as a feature of the mold, but actually you can put your character's foot on that to hold them there in the gunning position. And that other peg that you see there above it is for the character, I believe, in the bot mode, for them to stand on Bumblebee's back and man the gun there. One criticism I do have of the vehicle mode here is that the roll bar cage comes undone at the front too easily. It does it on both sides. So if you do pick this up by the roll bar cage, it might just pop off like that. So it seems to be pretty solid, really solid in the back. And it should be, because this whole section here is actually, you know, hooked in on a hinge to this. So yes, it should be fine, but these do come undone. As far as a roll test goes, this thing rolls amazingly well. Look at that. Just like you would want a G.I. Joe toy to roll. It rolls really well. This is what he can look like in bot mode. I think I've positioned those fenders a little higher than the instructions say to, but I tried to put them lower and they were just hitting his shoulder wheels. So I didn't want to do that, so I just left them high, and I think that works out all right. Funky thing about the cage is that it can't collapse any further, and therefore you just get this huge cage on his back, you know? That's a bummer. Also, those wheels on his legs can get in the way of his arms, as you might be able to tell there with his right arm resting on his wheel. That's unfortunate as well. I wish they had been able to design this a little bit differently and make it collapse behind the leg or something, or at least maybe drop lower on the leg so the arm could swing freely. As you might notice, the way he's holding his gun, it has to be off to the side of his forearm for him to hold it upright like that, because the back of the gun is so big and would need to be in the place of his bicep for it to actually sit right. So that's not happening. All in all, it's an interesting combination for this collaborative line. And the G.I. Joe mode works really well. The Transformers mode, not so much. But, you know, hey, if you're into the Transformers collaborative line and you like G.I. Joe and Transformers, this is not a bad thing. I mean, it's cool for display at least, and it looks good. One thing that I did not look at on camera with you guys was the head pivot and swivel. It does not swivel. It does spin around 360, but there is no tilt left, tilt right. I don't think there's a tilt up and tilt down. I'll verify that before we close out this video. But there you go. That's the Stryker Bumblebee Transformers G.I. Joe crossover in robot mode. In regard to that head articulation, he does a 360. Hold the torso here. There you go, 360. He has no, well, his chest is falling apart here. So let me get that back together. He's got no head tilt down or head tilt up, and he has no tilt side to side. So when you get this Bumblebee, you get a very basic 360 spin on the head, and that's what you can expect with this Bumblebee. My final thoughts on this addition to the Transformers collaborative line, mixing G.I. Joe and Transformers. It's got a fun look. I was actually thinking that maybe I wouldn't keep this guy, but I don't know. There's something, I love the face sculpt. The face sculpt is very cool. I think it's got personality, and it just looks nicely detailed, crisply done, and I can see Bumblebee looking like that. As far as a quality, you know, higher end collectible, not so much. I'm still disappointed in the lack of dedication to this line. I think this was a good attempt, not a great attempt, but you know, maybe next time they'll come up with something a little bit better. I do appreciate the things like the light piping and the translucent blue plastic that they put in there on his chest as kind of those fog lamps, and on the dune buggy for the headlamps. They've got some really well-placed accents that really sells the way this thing looks, but overall, it's just not really that functional in the Transformers mode. I gotta hand it to the G.I. Joe mode though. The G.I. Joe mode is beautiful. On the strength of this, I'm gonna go ahead and cancel my pre-order for the Megatron / Hiss Tank Transformers collaborative character. I'm not saying that this isn't right for you, but it's not right for me. It's just not the collectible that I would like it to be. All right, that's it for this episode of MP Squared Reviews. I'm Mike. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to hit that like button, leave a comment and join the conversation, and hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. And when you do hit that subscribe button, make sure you hit that notification bell as well so that you get notified anytime a new video hits the MP Reviews / Mixelpix channel. All right, Until next time, happy collecting, everybody.